Good afternoon, everybody. This is our mic check. If you can see us, if you can hear us, give us a thumbs up. We will start promptly at 3 o'clock.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day on this fine Thursday afternoon. Have a few announcements here before I go into our numbers, and the numbers have changed, of course, since last week, and we'll go into that in just a minute. But today also we'll have Paula Duvall with our property assessors, and also Marshana Sharp from the library speaking with you. To start with, we've had several calls about this. This is kind of a small thing, but it's kind of not. No fireworks at New Salem this year. That's the first time in, I don't know, 25 years, I guess, maybe longer, that we've not had the fireworks, out at New Salem, maybe even 30 years. So, but that's, because of COVID-19, and they had to have their order in by March, and they didn't know really whether it was going to happen or not. So anyway, but there'll still be fireworks around up and down the valley. You can see on the 4th. But we did finish adopt our budget last week. That was a big deal. I feel really good about that, and I've said this many times, but thanks to all the elected officials that was involved in this, our constitutional officers, our library, assessor's office. I mean, he really worked really good with us this year, and because this is a kind of a uncertain year, as far as revenue coming in, but we've put all this together, and we really feel good about our budget. Next big thing coming up is our millage rate. I feel good about the millage rate this year also. I don't foresee any tax increase as far as on our mill right now. We'll know more about that when we do get our numbers together. But Dawn and I, we've talked about this and talked about it, and I feel good about it. And so we'll see how things turn out. And we've got a schedule we'll be sharing with you. You may already have that schedule online. I don't know. But as far as our millage rate, okay, we'll put that out for you. It's the same process we go through every year as far as the hearings and the meetings and all. The Lookout Lake Dam, I mentioned that this morning. We've been talking about this the last few weeks or last few months, but it's been going on many years, and we finally we're going to start that project next week. We've finally got our final plans approved by the state of Georgia. They finally did stamp those. It's been going on since actually 2004, 2005. And back then they made the county put in a temporary spillway there that would carry the water to keep the dam from, if it did come up, it wouldn't breach it, it would take the water. Now we've got to go back and put permanent structure, in the ground, and a permanent siphoning system to keep the water level down to where the state says it's got to be. The water level will be anywhere from 3 to 4 feet lower than what it is. The dam out there going across the way there, it'll be we've got to cut it down 4 feet from the highest part of the dam, which it does kind of crest in the middle, so it won't be totally 4 feet, but it'll be 4 feet from that crest. And we hope to complete that. We've only got 6 months to do it, which well, good weather now, we should be able to knock it out in a couple of months easy. So we'll keep everybody. The road won't be closed probably for another 30 days, because we've got a lot of work to do down on the side as far as getting the erosion control and all that as required by the state. So we'll let everybody know out there on Fondon, what's going on with that. But I just want to give you an update on that. Let's see here, COVID-19, getting into that, the testing. We're still doing a tremendous amount of testing. They've been busier this week and last week than I've seen. People are really lining up out there to be tested. And of course, like I said, our cases have went up in Dade County, and the more testing we do, the numbers are going to escalate. So, but it's by far not gone. If you don't believe that, look at Chattanooga, our neighbor here. It's gone out of sight out there. And they're up in the top 5 or so in the United States of cities that size as far as the actual cases in a week's time. So don't let your guard down. Really, it's still going on here. Monday through Thursday down here, you can come through. I say this every week, but some people don't. They may just tune into us. But from 1 to 4, don't cost you anything at all. You go through. You can stay in your car. They'll help you fill out a little form there, and you can go on your way. They'll actually post it online in about 3 days, 3 to 4 days. You'll get your results. They were calling people, but they've stopped doing that. You've got to give them an email or give them some type of contact, and you have to actually make that effort to call them. Now, unless you are positive. Now, if you're positive, they will call you immediately. They have a group that's a tracking group, and they will call you, and they'll explain to you, what they feel that you need to do as far as your contacts. They'll ask you who you've been around, ask you several questions, and you don't really have to tell them by law, but it's really an important thing if you do that, because it's what's going to keep the spread of this. That's one of the things that's going to keep it from spreading, is to not be bashful and don't feel, really, like, I guess, ashamed that you've got it. That's not what it's all about, because it's spreading, So, be open and explain to the people, if you've been to the beauty shop or been to the barber shop or whatever, if you've been to church, tell them what's going on, But like I said, it's not a law that you have to do that, but it would sure help you and your community and your family, trying to think if there's anything else. Carrie, what have I left out?
Did you do the $4,000?
Oh, yeah. Something that we meant to mention last week. We actually got a $4,000 safety grant through the work of Mary, which is our HR person. She does a lot of things that helps us keep our costs down in the county as far as our insurance goes. And this is just it's just a lot of money, $4,000, but it's small compared to our insurance premium. But it helps you at the end of the year when they do the calculation of different pluses, that helps us keep our insurance down. And it's a $4,000 grant, and it's to be spent to help employees stay safe while on the job. So you can purchase a lot of little things, like raincoats, safety boots and vests, work gloves, flashlights, anything to do with safety, And but she is really good. Mary, we do a wellness, a really good wellness program we have here. And she has, like, once a year we'll have a thing in here and check blood pressure and all that stuff. So it's really a good thing. But that's just one little positive thing that's kind of going on. Let me move into my numbers. In Dade County, we have went from 52, and actually I just got this report here. We were at 60. We're 62 now. We're 62 confirmed. I do have some numbers that we put together off these real cases here that I can give you as far as recoveries. We've got 40 people right now that have recovered. we know of, there's 40 people out of this 62 that are back to everyday life. We've got 22 though that actually are active or actively recovering. They're either at home with a 14-day, actually, or we don't know of any. Maybe 2 of them that might possibly be in the hospital, but most of these 22 are at home, and they're doing the 14-day thing. And also, a lot of these people, I think I counted a while ago, there's about 7 of them, or about 8 of them, that are fixing to come off. Like between now and say Monday or Sunday, they will be back up here on this recovered, and now back out in the workforce. So the numbers are up, but if you figure all that in, and plus the antibody test, we don't have that many that are actively out here, walking around or, but those numbers, like I said, that don't expect them to go down yet, because we are still, in the middle of this thing, and the testing, it's more and more people are being tested. And this swab test that, mentioned downstairs, it is a very accurate test. I don't remember, it seemed like they told me it was in the 90s, upper 90s as far as being a percent as being accurate. So, but it tells you if you got it right now. The antibody test, where they do the blood draw, which there is a Lawson Medical over here. I mention them most time, most every week. But they do the blood draw, and that tells you if you've had it. And it'll tell you it'll tell you if you're positive now too, but it'll tell you if you've had it in the last few months, and that you've got the antibody in your blood. So, but the swab test, is actually, that's what they're doing downstairs, and it will tell you, yay or nay, whether you've got that right now. And you don't even have to show symptoms. You don't have to have the sniffles or a cold, cough or whatever, because several of these people I know that have it, and they're really not showing any symptoms, but they've got it, and they're probably carriers of it. So that's what's kind of scary, is not knowing you've got it and taking it back and maybe giving it to your mother, your dad, your parent, your grandparents, or whatever. So just be precautious. Be precautious of that. Walker County, we'll move on down. They went from 253 to 298. That is since last Thursday at our update. That's not just since yesterday. Catoosa County, they went from 254 to 291. Chattooga County, they went from 43 to 52. Whitfield, 668 to 846. Gordon County, they went from 267 to 325. Floyd County, 380 to 457. There's still 1,249 unknowns in the counties. That's addresses that have not been actually linked to the counties. So far in Georgia, there's been 2,698 deaths. That's up from 2,575 a week ago. Moving down to Tennessee, Tennessee and Hamilton County, they've went from 1,881 to 2,176 since last week. Now, out of that 2,176, there's 1,260 that have recovered, that are back in their everyday life. We have 29 people there in Hamilton County that have passed away, deceased. Marion County, they went from 49 to 54 in a week's time. They have 41 recoveries with 4 deceased. Grundy County went from 37 to 55. They have 35 recoveries with 1 deceased. Sequatchie County, they've only went up from 23 to 24 in a week's time, which is great, and they have 19 recoveries. Meigs County, they've only went up from 29 to 31, and they have 26 recoveries. Bradley County, now they had a big jump there. They actually went from 303 to 406 in a week, and they have 263 recovered with 3 deaths. Alabama, moving down to Jackson County, they've went from 139 to 178. They have 2 deceased. And DeKalb County, they went from 362 to 484. So there you have it on the numbers, and things just keep escalating, keep going up. And like I said, especially our Tennessee neighbors, it seems like they just keep going up, escalating here in Chattanooga. We'll go ahead and I'll bring Paula up here, I guess, if you want to be the next one here to talk. And she's, as I said, she's with our Assessor board. She's our chief appraiser. And so come on up here, Paula, and I'll give you the mic.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I just had a few things that I would like to go over, some questions that we have along the way and things that maybe just need a little more explanation. The first thing I want to talk about is our appeals. We did send out the assessment notices on May the 12th, and tomorrow is the last day to file an appeal. So if you disagree with the value on your assessment notice, you have until tomorrow at 2 o'clock. That's just an estimate. That's not your actual tax bill amount just yet, because we don't know what the millage rate is. But you can appeal that value, which you would be taxed on. So again, you have until tomorrow at 2 o'clock if you want to appeal the value on your property. I did want to go over the senior exemptions. We do have 2 local exemptions in the county. One is the school education exemption, which is when you turn 65. The only qualification really is that where you live is your primary residence, and you turn 65 by January 1st of that year. So you come in and apply for that in our office, and that exemption only covers your home, your residence, and up to 5 acres. So anything additional on your property, such as a utility building, a detached garage, a paved driveway, everybody with a residence has a home site value, you will still pay school taxes on those particular things. So most people don't have a tax bill where there's 0 school taxes. You will always have a small amount of school taxes based on what's on your property, or based on how much acreage you have. Anything over that 5 acres, you would still pay school taxes on. So I just wanted to put a reminder out there of that exemption only covers your residence and up to 5 acres. And then when you turn 70, there is the county tax exemption, which does the exact same thing. It exempts your house and up to 5 acres from county taxes, but that one is income-based. What that means is you cannot earn over $10,000 for the year before when you apply. And earned income would be anything that you would pay an income tax on. Working outside the home, or there are some accounts that accrue interest that you pay income taxes on. So those are all things that we have to consider. There are caps as far as Social Security, things like that, but it's a pretty large number. So just to put that out about our county senior exemptions, 65 is the educational exemption, and at 70 is the county tax exemption. Both exempt your home and up to 5 acres from those particular taxes. Now, I wanted to talk about January 1st. In the state of Georgia, the tax date for property taxes is January the 1st. What that means is, however that property sits, January the 1st, whoever the owner is, whatever the acreage is, whatever is sitting on that property, January the 1st, that is how that property is taxed for that year. So when you get your bill in September, you're paying for what was on the property January the 1st. If any sales take place after January the 1st, you will not see an ownership change until the next digest year. And as far as, who pays the actual tax bill, we do get phone calls about that. That is definitely between the buyer and the seller. The person that will receive the tax bill for that year will be the owner as of January the 1st. So if at closing, a lot of times the buyer will pay a portion of a property tax, but keep in mind that never actually goes to a property tax bill. That is basically like a credit. The full amount, the full tax bill, is still due at the end of that year. So, like I said, if there's a sale after January the 1st, it would be between the buyer and the seller who actually pays that full tax bill. So keep that in mind. A lot of times that's not explained very clearly when you're buying a home. And when they say, okay, well, you're paying your portion of the property taxes, well, not really. You're paying a credit. That full tax bill is still due at the end of that digest year. And January 1st also comes into play with the senior exemptions. You have to be that age on January the 1st. If you turn 65 January the 2nd, you would not qualify for that exemption until the next digest year. So January 1st is a big date in our office because that is the tax date for property taxes. Now, you have between January the 1st and April the 1st to file these exempt applications for those to apply for that particular digest year. If you apply after April the 1st, your exemption will not go on your property until the next digest year, and that again is a Georgia date. April the 1st is when the books close, is how that's worded, meaning nothing else can be added to that property, no exemptions, nothing else after April the 1st. Now, you can apply for these exemptions year-round, but again, if you apply after April 1st, it will not be put on your property until the next digest year. And then I wanted to go over the word improvement. I know that confuses a lot of people. The word improvement, when you see that on our records, that does not mean that you have made a change on your property, that you have added something. And this is, again, a Georgia State word. They're the ones that, put this word out there. An improvement on your property basically means you start out with vacant land. Anything you add to that vacant land is an improvement to the property. So when you see improvement value on your assessment notice or anything from our office, what that's saying is it's the building. That's basically what that is saying. It's something that improved the vacant piece of property. So, we get a lot of calls, especially when we send out assessment notices if property values have increased. Well, I didn't improve anything. I didn't change anything on my property. Well, just keep in mind that word improvement in our office simply means the building, the structure that is there that has improved the vacant land. And again, I want to talk about property increases when you haven't done anything on your property. What we're trying to arrive at is a market value. And what you could sell your property for last year, you might can get more for it this year is what our goal is when we look at the market. And the only way we can tell that is by studying the actual sales that take place within the county, which is what we do every year before we decide to make any changes to values. So if your property value increased and you didn't make any improvements, you didn't add anything to it, what we're saying is based on what has already sold in the county that your property is worth more. You could get more for your property this year than you could have in previous years. So that's what that means. That's how that happens. That's why that happens. It doesn't necessarily mean that you actually made a change to your property. And I think that's all that I wanted to go over. Our office is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Friday, 8 to 2. If you have any questions, please call. We are more than happy to answer any questions you have, any concerns you have. Please let us know. We'll be more than happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Good evening. So we are going to, for the next 2 weeks of July, we're going to stay at the same hours we are, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, due to the standards that we have to clean and all that. So it's still going to be 10 till 6, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And as soon as we hear any updates on the hours changing, we'll let you know. Summer reading is still not too late to register. We have some really neat prizes. We have a huge candy basket, a game basket, and we will be posting those soon on Facebook, and they will be on display at the library. We also have a big kitchen basket. It has over $100 worth of items in it for the adult program. Partnering with the school, in the month of June, we gave out over 572 lunches. The school made the lunches, and we just distributed them at the library. They're not going to be doing it in July, but United Methodist Church has decided that they will be distributing lunches. So on Wednesday from 12 to 2, just like we did with the school lunches, if you pull up to the side of the building where the drop is, they're going to be given 2 to 3 packs per child, and it has a lunch, a breakfast, and a snack in it. And that'll be for 2 to 3 days. Also, with this, it's for a grant, so they will need a lunch number, and all schools have, not necessarily a lunch number, a student number, and all schools usually have student numbers, and of course, if you're homeschool, you can just give a name, and they'll need this for the grant, but just pull up to the side and let them know how many children you have with that. And they'll give those out. We'll do them the whole month of July every Wednesday. Also, our bingo, bounce back bingo, if you haven't picked your card up, you can pick it up at Bank of Dade or the library. You still have time to bingo. We will have over $300 worth of gift cards that we'll be giving out. So be sure to come by and get your card so you can start. And it's really easy. It doesn't take long to do. And we've already had several turned in. So don't forget to come by and pick it up. Thank you.
One quick reminder about the 2020 census. Please go and fill that out online at www.2020census.org. You can also call. We have a little image that you can see on our website about 2020 census. It has some videos that you can watch if you have questions about the census. It also has a telephone number that you can call, and you can look at that at dadecounty-ga.gov. We want to thank our guests for being on today, Paula and Marshana, and for those of you who want to go back and listen to that, or if somebody has a question about property, assessor's office, or taxes, how anything that's covered in one of these updates, make sure to go check out our YouTube page, because these videos are uploaded. You can just kind of scroll through and go to wherever you need to in that video to see what you want to see, and make sure to share that with your friends. So also, if you have anything that you want us to talk about on here, go to email us at info@dadecounty-ga.gov, and we will be glad to talk about whatever questions you have on here. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll let County Executive Rumley close us out.
Okay, I appreciate everyone watching today. Hope you got some information there that will help you on our county government and what's going on. If you have any questions, you can call me on my cell phone, 667-8999, area code 423, or call our office here at 657-4625, or go online. Carrie keeps a tremendous amount of stuff there on our Dade County website. It's dadecounty-ga.gov, dadecounty-ga.gov. And we'll be back next Thursday at 3 o'clock unless something happens and we need to come back home. We do have our commission meeting, which will be, it's hard to believe that this month's already gone, but our July meeting will be next Thursday, and it starts here in this room at 6 o'clock. We will be doing, still the social distancing, and we can get, I think, 12, maybe 13, 14 people here. You're welcome to come to it if you want to. And we start at 6, and then that's our work session. We go right into our meeting after that. So we'll be back here next Thursday at 3 o'clock, and we appreciate everyone. Call us if you need us.